diagonalizable. So for eigenvectors we solve the system of homogeneous system of linear equations, say a minus lambda I x is equal to 0 for each eigenvalue lambda. That is, we have the system 4 minus lambda 1 2 3 minus lambda, the column vector x1 x2 is equal to 0 0. Now by putting lambda is equal to 2, the first eigenvalue, we have the following system 2 1 2 1 x1 x2 0 0. That is, in this system we have both the equations are identical, both the equations are 2x1 plus x2 is equal to 0. Therefore we have x2 is equal to minus 2x1, so that the solutions are infinitely many. By choosing the arbitrary value for x1, we have the value of x2, so that we have non-trivial solution for this system, and all these non-trivial solutions are eigenvectors for the eigenvalue lambda is equal to 2. So we take the specific one, that is, by putting x1 is equal to 1, we get x2 is equal to minus 2. That is our eigenvector corresponding to an eigenvalue lambda is equal to 2. So this is the first eigenvector, v1 is equal to column vector 1 minus 2. That is the first eigenvector. Similarly, we find out the eigenvector for lambda is equal to 5. So by substituting lambda is equal to 5 in this system, we have the following system: minus 1 1 2 minus 2 x1 x2 is equal to 0 0. And again you can see that here both the equations minus x1 plus x2 is equal to 0 and 2x1 minus 2x2 is equal to 0, both are identical equations. Therefore we have this equation minus x1 plus x2 is equal to 0, which gives x1 is equal to x2. So that again we have here infinitely many solutions. By assigning arbitrary value to x2, we have the value of x1, so that let us take x2 is equal to 1, we have x1 is equal to also 1, so that the vector, say v2 is equal to 1 1, is one of the eigenvector corresponding to an eigenvalue lambda is equal to 5. So now we have total 2 eigenvectors, and these are corresponding to distinct eigenvalues, therefore they must be linearly independent. So we have the set of 2 linearly independent eigenvectors, v1 is equal to 1 minus 2 and v2 is equal to 1 1. Therefore using these eigenvectors we form a model matrix P, whose first column is the first eigenvalue v1 and the second column is the second eigenvector v2, so that we have the following matrix P. P is equal to row wise element 1 1 minus 2 1. So this is the model matrix which will diagonalize the matrix A. And how it will diagonalize? So the product via similarity transformations, we find out the similar matrix via this matrix P. That is, we will find out the matrix P inverse AP for this matrix P and A, and that matrix will be a diagonal matrix. So let us see here the inverse of this matrix. Here this is the 2 by 2 matrix, so it is easy to compute the inverse of this matrix, so one can easily compute the matrix. So the P inverse is given by 1 upon 3, or by the adjoint and diagonal determinant method you can easily compute the inverse. So here 3 is the determinant of this matrix P, and the adjoint adjoint matrix of the given matrix is 1 minus 1 2 1, so that adjoint of A upon determinant of A will give you the inverse of this matrix. So the P inverse is equal to 1 by 3 into 1 minus 1 2 1 matrix. Therefore the product P inverse AP is equal to 1 over 3 the P inverse matrix into A matrix into P matrix. So first multiplying the first two matrices, say 1 minus 1 2 1 4 1 2 3, multiplying these two matrices, we know the matrix multiplication. First row first column will give you the first entry of the resultant matrix, first row second entry second column product will give you the 1 2 entry of the resultant matrix, and so on. We have the matrix 1 by 3 2 minus 2 10 5 into 1 1 minus 2 1. Again finding the matrix multiplication of these two matrices, we have the following matrix 1 over 3 into 6 0 0 15 and this is same as, and we know that alpha times A is same as alpha is gets multiplied to each of the entries of the given matrix. Therefore we have 2 0 0 5, which is the desired diagonal matrix similar to matrix A. So observe the matrix 2 0 0 5, that is the resultant diagonal matrix, in which the diagonal entries are exactly 2 and 5, which are nothing but the eigenvalues of the matrix P. And as I have remarked earlier, that the model matrix P is also not unique, and hence the diagonal matrix is also not unique. That is, if I change that is shuffle the V1 and V2, that is, if I take the first column of the model matrix P as V2 and the second column V1, then we have the different matrix P, so that the different inverse, and hence ultimately this product P inverse AP will be the different diagonal matrix. The only difference is the first diagonal entry is 5 and the second diagonal entry is 2. So this is how we diagonalize the matrix. The main thing to remember is to find out the eigenvalues and eigenvectors. After finding the eigenvectors, count the eigenvectors, that how many eigenvectors do we have, linearly independent eigenvectors do we have. If we have n linearly independent eigenvectors in total, then the matrix is diagonalizable, and we form the matrix P from the linearly independent eigenvectors, and then by similarity transformations we have the diagonal matrix. So let us see again the examples, which includes which is of 3 by 3, which is 3 by 3 square matrix. So in this matrix, earlier we have seen in that example we have both the eigenvalues are distinct. Let us see what about this matrix. So we want to diagonalize this matrix. So first of all we have to find out the model matrix P, and for the model matrix we need the eigenvectors, linearly independent eigenvectors. So in order to find out the eigenvectors we need eigenvalues. So first of all we calculate the characteristic polynomial. This characteristic polynomial is given by determinant of A minus lambda I is equal to polynomial, so it is determinant of A minus lambda I. So determinant of A minus lambda is determinant minus lambda 0 minus 2 1 2 minus lambda 1 1 0 3 minus lambda. So either you can expand this determinant and you will get the third degree polynomial in lambda, or by the shortcut method, that is the formula for the characteristic polynomial as we have discussed in the last lecture, that it is lambda cube minus trace of A lambda squared plus m of A lambda minus determinant of A, where trace of A is the sum of all the diagonal entries of the matrix. M of A, it is the notation for sum of all the minors of the diagonal entries of the matrix A, and we know the determinant. So by calculating all these three constants, that is trace of A, M of A and diagonal determinant of A, here trace of matrix will be 5, the M of A, that is the sum of all minors of diagonal entries, is 8, and determinant is 4. Therefore we have the following characteristic polynomial: lambda cube minus 5 lambda squared plus 8 lambda minus 4. And when you factorize this polynomial, we have total 3 factors, lambda minus 1 and 2 times lambda, that is lambda minus 2 factor repeating 2 times. And the roots of this characteristic polynomial are, we know that, eigenvalues, so that the eigenvalues of this matrix are lambda is equal to 1, 2 and 2. So here this is the case where eigenvalues are getting repeated. Here the eigenvalue 2 is repeated 2 times. So we have to check whether it has total 3 eigenvectors or not. If not, then the matrix is not diagonalizable. So for eigenvectors, what we will do, we will solve the homogeneous system given by A minus lambda I x is equal to 0 for each of the eigenvalues. Here we have total 2 distinct eigenvalues. So that means we solve the following system. And the coefficient matrix of the system is minus lambda 2 minus 2 1 2 minus lambda 1 1 0 3 minus lambda x1 x2 x3 is equal to 0 0 0. So let us first put x is equal to lambda is equal to 2 in the given system, so that we have the system minus 2 0 minus 2 1 0 1 x1 x2 x3 and 0 0 0. Here you can see that in the coefficient matrix of this system all three rows are identical. Therefore you can easily make the remaining two rows 0, so that we have only one equation and the rest of the two variables are free variables. That is, we have this equation, that is, you can say in this case eigenvectors are, say, x1 plus x3 is equal to 0, and one more information can be obtained from this one is the x2 and x3 are free variables. So we assign the arbitrary values to x2 and x3. Say x2 is equal to k and x3 is equal to t for some k and t belongs to R, where k and t are not simultaneously 0. Therefore we have the value x1 is equal to minus x3, that is minus t, x2 is equal to k and x3 is equal to t. Therefore the eigenvector is, say, v1, or say x is equal to, we have this eigenvectors x1 x2 x3, and this eigenvector is, say, x1 is minus t, x2 is k and x3 is t. So first, by putting k is equal to 1 and t is equal to 0, we have 0 1 0, that is the first eigenvector, and plus t. By putting t is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0, we have minus 1 0 1. So this is the eigenspace for the eigenvalue lambda is equal to t. So the basis for the eigenspace, of for lambda is equal to 2 is here, say, E lambda is equal to 2 is spanned by the following two vectors. One is minus 1 0 1 and the other one is 0 1 0. So this is the eigenspace for the eigenvalue lambda is equal to 2, in which we have two linearly independent eigenvectors. One is minus 1 0 1 and the other one is 0 1 0. So that we have this one, that x is equal to this is an eigenspace corresponding to the eigenvectors. Similarly, we want to calculate the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. So here in the system, homogeneous system, if you put the lambda is equal to 1, then you will get this matrix. The matrix will be, say, this system whose coefficient matrix is minus 1 0 minus 2, minus 1 0 minus 2, 1 1 1 and 1 0 2. This is the coefficient matrix. So in order to solve the system, we will convert this matrix into row echelon form, or either you can go by the method using determinants. So either solve both of the equations, any two equations, or convert the given matrix into row echelon form. So the row echelon form can be obtained by elementary row operations. So what operations we will carry out? So we will just interchange first and last row, or just apply these two operations, that is R3 is replaced by R3 plus R1, and second operation we carry out is R2 we replace by R2 plus R1, so that we have minus 1 0 minus 2 first row as it is. In the second row we are adding first and second row and we put the resultant matrix. So this is 0 by adding this one we have this is 1 and this is minus 1. For the third row we carry out this operation, that is we add R3 and R1 and we replace it to the R3, that is this is 0 0 and 0, and we can see that this is row echelon form of the coefficient matrix. Therefore the solution are the same. Therefore we have two equations, minus x1 minus 2 times x2 is equal to 0, and the second equation is x2 minus x3 is equal to 0, and you can see here there is no pivot element in the third column. Therefore this is called non-pivot column, and the variable corresponding to non-pivot column is the free variable. Therefore one more information is x3 is free variable, and you can assign any value to the free variable. Therefore we have this vector, that is from these equations you can see the value of x1 is equal to minus 2x2, x2 is equal to minus x3, and x3 is equal to say k. Therefore the vector x1 x2 x3 is x1 x2 x3 is, this is x3 is k, so x2 is equal to minus k, so this is 2k, then this is minus of k, and here we have k. So by taking k outside we have this k is equal k into 2 minus 1 and 1. So this is the linearly independent eigenvector corresponding to maybe we are making some mistake somewhere, but this is the eigenvectors corresponding to x1 minus 2x2 is equal to 0, so that we have x2 is equal to 2x2, and this is plus x3, so that this is minus 2 plus k and plus k, so that here it is minus 2 plus 1 plus 1. This is the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda is equal to 1, so that we have finally this eigenvector x